is you. As I breathe, it is you. As I live every day, it is you. Oh, wow. As I walk, it is you. As I talk, it is you. Yeah, yeah. Everything that I do, it is you. It's no goodness of my own that I have what I have. I don't deserve the many blessings that you pour.
Good morning, everybody. It is Kiana F. Brown, your forgiveness expert, and I am here with the amazing Alethia Tucker, guys. I'm excited about having her in the studio with us. Guys, you know that this is my first day being back after 2 weeks. Sheena Moten, I want to give a shout out to you and My Whole Self Matters. That conference was an amazing experience. Yes, and actually, guys, that's where I met Miss Alethea. We had a beautiful guest that was scheduled to come on, and she had some family issues. And so I just asked the Holy Spirit to lead me to who was supposed to be here today, and he sent me to this beautiful angel. So I just want to thank you for being a part of the show today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, guys, before we get into it, you know that we have some pleasantries that we have to do because we need to make sure that this message gets out. And, let me fix it over here for IG. There you go, so that you can see us both. What you need to do is actually go down to that little button in the bottom of your screen that says share. I need you to share it. So, guys, today we are talking about being 50.
Yes.
We are talking about, let us see your book, because this is an amazing book. It is On the Way to 50. That's right? Am I saying it
50
right?
50 things I learned.
Yes, 50 things she's learned on her way to 50. Somebody type that in the feed. 50 things I've learned on my way to 50. Right?
Yes,
so that is a great experience to actually even make that age. Because there are some of us who we've known, someone was preaching and sharing a message on this past Sunday at church, and we're saying that, there's some people that were at the beginning of the year that are not here with us now. Right. There's some people that were here with us last month that are not here now. So just to get to that monumental age, that stage that, and I'm going to say it, that I ain't necessarily ready for. Guys, I'll be 39 this summer, and, I'm like, oh, God, I'm almost 40. But to sit and hear the amazing testimony that you share as it relates to getting to that age, it's like, wait a minute. I'm about to turn 39, which means I'm almost about to be 40, which means I'm going to get to that blessed seasoned age of 50. Guys, if you know some people out there that are close to 50 or going to 50, you need to make sure that you're in their inbox right now, that you're sharing this message with them, because some of them may not feel encouraged to actually get to that plateau. So I want to just talk to you a little bit right now about your testimony, guys. It's testimony time, and you know that that's only us sharing exactly the things that happens in our lives, right? God says that we live by sharing our testimonies because they're meant to help everyone else. So, Miss Alethia, I would like for you to share with our viewers and the world, who you are.
Absolutely. So, my name is Alethia Tucker. I am... That's okay. We were close.
Wait a minute. Say that again, because look, I'm special,
Alethia.
Right? Alethia. You know what? I have a cousin's name that's close to that. I've been calling her Alethea for the past couple of days. Alethia. And then I looked at it, though, and I was like, but that don't look like...
But you know what? I get that so frequently, it just really goes over my head.
Girl,
and I still respond.
Correct me. Alethia. We got it together now. So let's tell the world who Alethia Tucker. I like to be right.
Sure. I understand. Thank you. So I am a 55 year old mother, wife, child of God, daughter, who started on this journey with this book about, 6 years ago now. And really, it started basically with me coming up on my 50th birthday, and saying I needed to do something to kind of commemorate. 50 is big. I need something huge. I want to, do something that would just stand out, that people would remember. Didn't really want to do any type of celebration, but I did want to do something, and went through just a whole series of emotions about getting to 50 and looking back on my life and beating myself up. I have nothing to show for 50. And I think it was my daughter who convinced me, well, Mom, let's go ahead and do a celebration. So then I said, well, if we do something like this, I want to have a giveaway.
Okay.
And so my takeaway from the party was a bookmark. Okay. 50 things I learned on my way to 50. And in the process of putting this bookmark together, I really heard the Lord speak to me, basically saying, you want something monumental to write about. Just the fact that you reached 50 is monumental. And all the things that occurred in the process is what helped you, are the things that are helping you right now to be who you are and to launch where you're going.
Yes.
So put the bookmark out, just simply as, like I said, a giveaway. And over the course of weeks and actually a few months, people kept saying, well, tell me more, because the bookmark just kind of highlighted the topics. And that Tell Me More grew into chapters. Okay. And those chapters grew into the book that I have now. And honestly, it took about 4 years to write.
Wow.
I finally published last October.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes.
So, I had the privilege to actually hear you share briefly at My Whole Self Matters. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to Sheena Up, girl. You did that. Sidebar. Like, if you guys were not in the room this year, I've actually been to Sheena's conferences for like 3 years.
Awesome.
3 years. I mean, from where I was wearing the big hat. And I can remember the person that I was when I first stepped into that conference. And the person that I was last Saturday was not the person that was in the beginning. So I know that God is doing something with her movement and elevation.
Yes, indeed.
And I just wanted to take this time to shout that out. But I did not get to hear everything about your story, because you know
Sure.
how things get compacted.
Yes.
And there was a lot going on.
Yes.
And so something was like, I just needed to hear more.
Absolutely.
Because I understand, like, my mom, she's let me see, I have to think about how old I am. I'm 30, about to turn 39. So she's gearing up to be a little bit older. She's 20 years older than I am. Okay. And so that's how I kind of keep our ages together. But I know that the beginning for her of 50, she had this big celebration. But what is it that you do? Because we're talking about the 50 things that led up to 50, right? So, which are amazing and awesome things. But I want to talk about for those women who have gotten to that space and were excited about being it, and then they're there. And so what do they do after that?
You hit 50, and really, I don't think what I have to say is a whole lot different from hitting 30.
Okay.
Or hitting 20. In that, there are a few differences. As you age, your body changes, for one. The way you think changes. You're more seasoned, so to speak, and you're wiser. That's what I really mean. So you get to 50, and for me, I started going back over what I had not done, things that I should have done differently, and realized that over the years, I was really kind of beating myself up for being human, not realizing that I was truly walking in God's purpose.
Yes.
So I think what happens as you grow older, you realize that, all of the things that happened in your life are really what are bringing you to who you are now.
Yes.
And because the Lord has chosen the path that you've walked, you have a testimony to give that can help someone behind you.
Yes.
So when I'm thinking about all the things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, I'm thankful. And the major thing that I've learned is you just roll with life. You just keep it moving. You just keep it moving. You realize that, yeah, there's some things that are going to change. I think about how I'm foggy constantly. And, people always say, well, the older you get, you start to forget things. And I don't necessarily forget them, but I'll start something and I'll be like, okay, well, this isn't making a whole lot of sense. This isn't real clear. And then I realized, well, however I get it is the way that it needs to go out.
Yes.
And I realized that I need to tell people that, fogginess is a part of getting older. It's okay. You still have a future in the fog. The Lord is not cutting out your purpose because of the physical things that you feel, or because of the mental things that you think. He is definitely fulfilling your purpose, and each stage of your life can be used to bless someone else, just to let them know, I'm with you. I had to approach that point, and I'm here to tell you, you can make it.
Yes. Now, I want to talk about something else really briefly before we go to commercial break, because I heard some things in what you just shared, and I want to know what your advice is, or how you've dealt with your growth, right? So we are around different people who they're at a position to have known us in that season. And so sometimes when we're in that season with people, they're not meant to go to the next season, or they may say things like, oh, well, you used to do this and we used to have fun, but your mindset is, how you said you evolve, you grow,
Exactly.
you change. How do you deal and manage the growth and the relationships with those people who are still in that season that you're no longer in?
Sure. So in the book, I talk about being a people pleaser.
Okay.
And how pleasing people really only benefits others and really can be a detriment to yourself. So as you grow, there are people, there are relationships, there are situations that you outgrow, but you hesitate about pulling away from them because something within you wants to always be loved. You want everyone to always like you.
Yes.
You want everyone to always think
Look,
that,
I'm not even on the live, but I'm on the live right now throwing some hot stuff. I'm feeling that one right there.
But you always want people to like you. And you have to realize that when you move away from that, in order to move away from the relationships, you have to stop people pleasing.
Yes.
And it really is okay if those relationships aren't meant to continue. If whatever walk you're taking or whatever walk you're moving towards is away from what you're currently doing, it's really okay.
Yes.
You have to just trust and believe God that He's going to put the people in your life. He's going to put the situations in your life. He's going to give you everything that you need to move forward. So you pray for those that you've kind of had to leave, for the situation that you had to leave. And just because you had to leave, it doesn't mean that you have to stay away from it.
Yes.
That's another huge part of it. So you just trust God in the process.
Yes.
Is all that you do.
Thank you so much for that information, guys. I love my show. I love my guests because, we're here and we're talking about different topics, but I am always learning from my amazing guests. So I want to thank you for that right now. We are about to go into our commercial break. That's right, guys. It is #MyBusinessIsGreat Spotlight. This is the opportunity where you get to share your business with the DMV, because WBGR is partially in the DMV, but guess what? It's more than that. It's global. It connects with people all across the world. So if you're doing something and you're not here in this area, you still can be a part of this movement by submitting something to us, and you can do that at forgivenessnation@gmail.com. Again, that's at forgivenessnation@gmail.com. So guys, let's get ready. We're going into this commercial break, and we'll be right back with our about to say it again. Alethia. Because it's stuck on my tongue. Alethia. We'll be right back, guys, with Alethia Tucker, and we'll be talking more about 50 and what it is to be on the other side.
When you give
Forgiveness Nation. I'm here with Kiana. Just got to meet her, and I love what she stands for about forgiveness and letting things go. And we just believe as you do that, you'll see God's blessings in new ways. So we bless you, we pray for you, and believe in you'll see an awesome 2019.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kiana F. Brown, and I have Alethia Tucker in the studio with me. We are here at the WBGR Studios in Atlanta, Maryland, and we are sharing about being 50 years old. I want you to hold that book up just a second.
Sure.
For those who are just tuning in with us, who haven't had an opportunity to see it. It's an amazing, amazing book, something that she wrote, 50 Things on the Way to 50, because she was, I guess, in a space where she felt that she was like, okay, well, what happened? You know, I've gotten to this place, I've gotten to this position, and now what? Like, what really happened? And so we're sharing about that, and we've gotten on the other side of 50, right? We've hit on some topics there.
Yes.
And so I am super, super honored to have you here with us.
Happy to be here.
I want you to share something, an insert from the book, and then after that, I want to get into, because I believe if my mind serves me correctly, you made that piece that's on your neck.
I did.
Hey,
I
good. I am good. So if you could share something with the book, and then we'll get into her jewelry design. How does that connect?
Sure. So actually, I will read. I'll read from the preface here.
Okay.
I talk about how I finally got to the point where I finished the book. I had been talking about doing it forever and ever and ever, and I finally got to the point where I finished it. And it was during a time when my father was ill and was dying. At that time, I also had C-spine surgery. So in the middle of all that he was going through, I was also recuperating, and it was difficult for me to be there with him. But the Lord blessed so that in my time of recuperation, it was also time that I was able to spend with him.
Yes.
And I talk about the fact that we kept his spirits up. Other than looking frail, he was doing fairly well. He successfully completed his radiation treatments and set his thoughts on the plan established for his chemotherapy treatments. In early November, he started. And then things just quickly spiraled, and I'll move forward so as to not read the whole thing. And he became so ill, and so many people reached out to him. And it was during that time that I really got an appreciation for how much my father valued service. All his life, he was in the military, and his whole desire was to serve others.
Yes.
And so many people walked up to me and said just that. And I say here, I continue to be in awe. My father passed away in December of 2017.
Okay.
And I say, I continue to be in awe as I hear the stories. I've spoken to people who received their first job from him. I've met many he mentored along their entire career, and I've heard from people he taught. I received cards from friends, coworkers, and supervisors alike who benefited from his wisdom, his dedication, his determination to make a difference. Like Dad, there's a pressing in my spirit to serve. The goal is to help someone, to make a difference. 50 Things I Learned on My Way to 50 is my first installment. In this book, I share the lessons I've learned over time and the revelations found in everyday living. I hope these revelations will spark conversations amongst groups of women of all sizes and ages. Not just women, but men.
Yes. Don't leave our brothers out.
I won't leave them out. I hope it will resonate with those experiencing the joy of getting older and will impact the lives of ordinary women trying to make it through ordinary life.
Wow, that's amazing. Before we get into the jewelry, just listening to that, I want to get into a space of how forgiveness relates to everything leading up from the 50 things to 50, from being in that position to where you were with your father. How does forgiveness relate to that topic?
Forgiveness for me, much of what I dealt with in my headspace was mental. Forgiveness for me was being able to forgive myself for beating myself up for who I was and for the process. There were so many things that I felt, and I used to beat myself up saying, but Alethia, you're saved. Alethia, you're a Christian. Why is it that you feel the things that you do? Why is your faith not stronger? Why are you wavering? And the Lord just whispered to me, number one, I never let go of him. And this whole process that I went through was so that I can tell others, yeah, you're going to go through this, you're going to go through that. And it really is okay. You don't have to beat yourself up about that. Forgive yourself for the times when you felt that you were faithless.
Yes,
forgive yourself for the times that you thought that you were faithless.
Can somebody type that, please?
He remains faithful even when you're faithless.
Yes.
He remains faithful. That's word. And know that once you're in his hand, you can't be plucked out. So there's nothing that you can do to make him dislodge from you. It's okay to go forward now.
Yes. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I know Forgiveness Nation out there is taking that information, forgiveness even when you're not faithful. So, wow. How let's get into this jewelry, because look, I'm about to get into a deep moment with that, because there have been many times where I haven't been faithful, but yet he still has supplied, he still has been there for me, and I know that that's happened for many of you out there, and this, right now this is just a moment of gratitude.
Yes,
I'm just saying thank you, God, for being exactly who you are in my life, and just praising you and. Yeah, okay, we're going to get onto this jewelry, Lord. We're going to get onto this jewelry because I could go in on that. Yes. I could go in on that. Yes. Thank you so much. I just actually felt the stirring in my spirit. But we're going to get into this beautiful, beautiful jewelry. Do y'all see that blue? She came in here rocking the blue. Y'all know I'm in love.
Didn't even know that
already
it was her
in
color.
love with her, right? Now I'm more in love because she rocking the blue. So let's hear more about this jewelry, what inspired and how you got the craft of doing this.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny. I think I inherit my knack for craft from my mom, who is, a huge blessing, has always been a huge blessing in my life. She has always been the crafty person in the family, whether quilting or making jewelry. And she, like my father, also has a huge heart for serving. But it was her who got me into jewelry initially. Okay. And then she kind of pulled away. And then I kept going and really started to appreciate jewelry. Fell in love with gemstones. And really started making jewelry because of a sensitivity I had. Okay. I had to wear 14 karat gold or I had to wear sterling silver. And then I discovered with gemstones, they're really hyperallergenic. Okay. And then I started finding the other things that I could put in there. And so, we incorporate all things that are hyperallergenic and won't turn. But Gem Jolie's really kind of started out as fun for me. Okay. And then after Dad passed and Mom kept saying, I want to do something. So we relaunched. And so this is something that I do with my mother. Okay. Our website is finally live. And I love it because it has pulled her back in, to doing what she first taught me. And it's something we enjoy. It's time that we share together. That's awesome. And we're able to, sell things that we love.
Mom, we gotta get a business. I know my mother out there watching. We have to do something. I know she's always like my number one supporter in pretty much everything that I do.
Yes.
We need to get something for it. We need to.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You hear that, Mom? But so it is amazing. I saw some pieces that you had. Looking at the beautiful piece you had on, but there were some other pieces that had some special stones and some wordings on them. So guys, it's not just about beautification. Yes, that's beautiful, but she's inspiring through her jewelry as well.
Yes.
Explain to us really briefly about that process and how you derive with doing that.
Absolutely. So there are a couple different things that we do with my company, Jolise Enterprises, which is reaching out to women, and we do it in various different ways. But there is one platform that we use where we do journey shares. We make bracelets, and sometimes we do body butter. But that kind of led to what I call the affirmation series. Okay. You know, I say it all times, and it's one of the things, or actually there are a couple things that I say in the book about always wearing your crown, knowing who you are. And these affirmation series is basically charms with scripture. Okay. Or charms that remind you who you are. You know, on those crazy days when everything seems to be going absolutely wrong, and you can sometimes, you know, forget who you are and forget what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to believe. You can just glance down at your wrist. Yes. And quickly remember your affirmation for the day. So that's where the affirmation series comes in. That's amazing. That's awesome. So I want you to share with the viewers out there, Forgiveness Nation, how they can get connected with you, how they can either get your book, how they can get your jewelry. How can we stay connected? Absolutely. So the book you can get by contacting my website at joliseenterprises.com. Can you spell that for everyone? Because some people may not know. Jolise is JOLEASE, and then Enterprises, so all one word, .com. Jolise from my son Jordan, Joe, and Elise from my daughter's middle name, Elise. So that's where Jolise came in. The book is also available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. My jewelry is on Gem Jolise, again, gemjolise.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook at Gem Jolise and Jolise Enterprises, Instagram on the same handles, and that's it. Okay. All right. So, guys, we know how to get in contact with her. That's going to be joliseenterprise.com for the book. And if you're interested in the precious gems that we have here, and as well as the scriptures or the affirmation, you can visit her at gemjoliseenterprise.com or on social media. You said it's Gem Jolise. Social media is Gem Jolise. Okay. Website is gemjolise.com. Okay. And then for the company and the book is joliseenterprises.com. All right, all right. So we have it there. We're going to go into the word really quickly because I guess I enjoyed speaking with you so much that we're running over time just a little bit. It's not just when he's involved in it, the time is not of the essence. And we're just going to thank WBGR for that. And so the definition or what it is says in the world about the number 50, we're going at it from the angel number 50 and its meaning. The presence of angel number 50 is the reassurance that you have done well and that you have made the divine realm really proud. It does not mean that there will be no more challenges headed your way, but you will have nothing to fear because your guardian angels are always beside you. And so that's what the world is saying about the number 50. Now we're going to go to scripture, which is Leviticus 25:10. Again, that's Leviticus 25:10. And ye shall hallow the 50th year
and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family. So guys, I mean, to me, they're kind of lining up to one another to say that the number 50 is a gracious year.
Yes.
It's a number to celebrate. It is a number to have a great moment that you can reflect on the things that you've come from and know exactly what you're going to step into. And I love that it says in the worldly meaning that this does not mean that there will be no more challenges. Right? And that's for everyone. We're going to have challenges that come against us every single day, but just know it that just because you got the 50 don't mean that everything's just going to be peachy keen and easy. So I just want to thank you again for being here with us. We've had an amazing show with you, 50 things on the way to 50, and we've even talked about what happens thereafter.
That's right.
We've given you the worldly definition, but I want you guys to be a part of some things that I am doing, which is actually coming up next week. And this is my first virtual mastery. It's a 3-day confidence mastery. It's called Live It, Do It, Be It. I've actually been going live pretty much every day this week to share something with you all, just to get you kind of stirred up, to let you know that there's more, because what we're sharing is just the tip of the iceberg. So you have to actually join, and you can do that by going to bit.ly/Live It, Do It, Be It, and join us and be a part of that movement. May 4th, we're doing something at Faith United Ministries that is amazing. It is I Am Still Standing, and guys, there's myself and a couple of other members, and you just have to be in the room. There's a brunch that's being served, and the adult tickets are $30. The youth tickets are $15. And when I tell you brunch, it's not just brunch. It's like a whole entire spread that co-pastor puts out, and that's at 7905 Fernaham Lane in District Heights, Maryland. People have seen me speak and seen me share, but you've never seen me be theatrical with it. So I want you guys to come out and see how that's going to outplay. And you can contact Janice Sturdivant at 301-736-2383. 301-736-2383. And guys, I just want to make sure that you're staying connected, and you can do so at www.KianaFBrown.com. And I didn't put a post out there, yesterday, but yesterday marked the day. There's a picture that came up on Facebook where I was actually signing like this with WBGR. So yesterday marked a year of me being in media, and so some of you have been able to experience and join me as I've gone to different places. Even just about 2 weeks ago, you guys know I was at the Stella Awards. I had an amazing time. And this is just a message for someone out there. If you have not embarked on your journey, if you are afraid to step out to know what God has for you, right? When I signed up to be with WBGR, who knew that it would lead to the monumental things that I've had? As long as you continue to step into position, God will put you into place. So remember, step into position so that God can put you into place, and forgive yourself if you have not done that in the past. So we're going to go, because we're like really over. I'm Kiana F. Brown, your forgiveness expert, and we have Miss Alethia Tucker. I got it, y'all, now, because I love to have someone's name correct. Alethia Tucker, who has shared with us 50 things on the way to 50, and we've even gotten to what's after. Guys, go ahead, make sure you share this out, put it in your friends' inboxes. Please. And we're gone for now. This is Forgiveness Friday. Remember, you always have to do what? Live it, do it, and be it. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Have an amazing weekend.
Bye-bye.
My name is Kiana Brown, owner and stylist at Pooch Styles. We specialize in traditional grooming as well as creative styling and a variety of other services. If you feel about your pet the way I feel about my own, At Pooch Styles, know your pet will be in a loving, safe, and gentle environment. We believe in treating your pet with the same love and care that you would. The big change just don't offer the same.